Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. And today I'm going to talk about books that impacted my 2025 reading year. So, as always, they're all going to be great books. I don't really highlight bad books. But yeah, they're books in different ways that made made my bookings year. Um, And yeah, I say books. I suppose I might also say authors because a lot of these I've read several of the books in, like part of series and whatnot. You'll get it. So, yeah. First we have Elisa Kleypas or The Devil in Spring. So I finished something like out Ra- the Ravenel series this year. And yeah, Devil in Spring is part of that series. But I read, I want to say four, yeah, four of the Ravenels this year. And yeah, I just love that series. It's just a great series. Also, this book, Devil in Spring, is also very, very good. And yeah, when I read this, I was just on a cloud floating around because it's just so great. And yeah, yep, yep. Then I also read not that same time, but yeah, I also read Confessions of a Lady by Darcy McGuire. So 2025 was actually the year I got NetGalley. So yeah, I've read quite a few NetGalley's books this year. I've also requested some books and got some books from Read Now that I have forgotten about. I've started some books that I've forgotten about. But yeah, I have managed to finish some NetGalley books, this being one of them. Confessions of a Lady by Darcy McGuire. This is actually my first NetGalley ever. Read it back in January, and yeah, it introduced me to Darcy McGuire. It introduced me to the series, The Queen's Deadly Damsels. A bunch of people, women in the 1800s fighting back patriarchy. It introduced me to yeah this romance, and yeah, I just love it so much. I talked about it before, and yeah, I got the NetGalley, so I read it originally in ebook, but then I had to buy the books because they're so amazing. And yeah, I've done some of them on audiobook, and they're just amazing all the way through. And yeah, Confessions of a Lady is an amazing read. And then we have A King in Waiting, or the Immortal Investigation series by Michael Cronk. So he's actually a booktuber, and he came up with three of his books late last year, in like December last year. And I got them through Kickstarter, and I got them in January this year. And because mail and whatnot, he lives in Australia. That happens. And I read the first book in January, beginning of the year, way back. And then I read the second book, and then I read this book in the fall. And they're all just so amazing. They're honestly, to me, they're one of the best books. And if Michael sees this, you'll probably get a big head. Honestly, the best books out there in the world throughout history. And that sounds a bit maybe weird because I haven't read all the books in the world. I can't claim to have. But I have read quite a lot of books in my life. And this series is one of my all-time favorite series. It does so many things in such a good way, and yeah, I have some nitpicks with it, but also like, is there like ever a completely perfect book? No, all the books have some nitpicks with them. But yeah, this series is like 99.99999% perfect so far, at least. I mean, maybe book four is gonna be trash. I don't know. Sorry, Michael. Just had to tease you there. I don't think that's gonna happen, but yeah. Yeah. If you're in the mood for urban fantasy that's set in England but not in London, take a look at this series. It is amazing. Then we have the I'm just blacking out on names. Then we have names of series. It has a series name. It is called. It is called. What is the series called? Feeling it has a series name. Give me a little moment. Give me a momentito. Moment. Believe it has a name. Let me just looking stuff up. Yes, okay, yeah. So yeah, in this series by James C. Hines, came out years ago, but I finished it this year. The last two books being Red Hood's Revenge and Snow Queen's Shadow. And these books broke me. They broke me. I had all of the feelings. It was, I mean, of course, it's always difficult finishing a series because it's the end of the series. But also, this also kind of plays with your heart so much. But also, yeah, it's just, I'm not going to go into details, but it's such a perfect ending to the series. Amazing, amazing books. Then we have a Norwegian book. I read some Norwegian sometimes also. En lykkelig slutt of Anne Louise Morseth. So this is Norway's first romance. I don't know why I'm hitting the book, sorry. This is Norway's first romance book. We have Norwegian authors who give it feel good. And you might say, isn't feel good the same as romance? Not necessarily. I feel like the romance has to be there. The feel good could be about some people changing jobs and whatnot. Romance is mainly about the love story. And this one is taking place between two authors. They find love. It's kind of enemies to lovers, and yeah, it's just a great book. I love it so much. Except the cover, which is atrocity. So, yeah. Then we have the latest road guide to utter ruin by Alison Goodman. I've been waiting for this for years because the first book came out 2 years ago, and now this book came out, the sequel to the first book, and it was just perfection, utter perfection. I mean, the whole book is just so amazing, but also like what it hints at what's going to happen. In book three, it's like, that and that's going to happen, and or kind of course, we can't think of some of these things are going to happen, and I'm just at the edge of my seat, so curious, like I'm so waiting for the third book, and yeah, hopefully we don't have to wait 2 books for that one, 2 books, 2 years for that one. Then we have Diana Quincy, and the Duke gets desperate. This is her Silken Sirens duology, historical romance with a Palestinian American heroine. And yeah, I just loved this book. I also did it on audio. I did it also as a body read, and I just like it has enemies to lovers. It has a mystery there. There's historical context. It's the best one. The best. So 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 good. Then we have another Duke Well by Alexander Rusty. I read this in the fall sometime, and yeah, just another favorite book of mine. I love it so much. It's so good, so good. I highly recommend it. And then we have Good Duke Gone Wild by Bethany Bennett. This is the first in the series. It's the main character runs a bookstore in London, so that's quite fun. And also, romance happens, and yeah, spiciness happens, and it's also funny, and yeah, it's the best book, the best book. Book. I had to draw out that word because I did. And then we have Bryn Donovan. Bryn Donovan. Her Nights at the Museum by Bryn Donovan. I read this book back in January, actually, and it's been a book I've been thinking about the whole year. It's just so amazing. It's Yeah, I mean, I laughed so much at times I peed a bit. I mean, yeah, but also, oh, the spice in this book. But also the characters, and also, honestly, I would kind of say to me, honestly, this is a perfect book. I don't really believe I have any complaints, like minor or major, like any complaints. It's just amazing. It's an amazing from start to finish. And yeah, that's the book that impacted my reading year this year. I suppose, of course, not all of them. I read a lot this year, but yeah, they were a good chunk of them. Have you read any of these? Has there been a book that impacted your year somehow? Talk to me in the comments. Bye.